Not every archaeological find is fascinating, but when they are, they're phenomenal. They spark awe, and they can uncover fresh insights about what life was like on this planet long before the modern AI era. In this video, we're diving into some incredible archaeological finds from around the world that prove our long-gone ancestors were remarkably intelligent than we often assume. Number 15. Giant Bronze Age spear in Jersey. In early 2021, amateur metal detectorist Jay Cornick stumbled upon the discovery of a lifetime. He found a fully intact Bronze Age spear buried along the shores of Jersey near the village of Gorey. Its wooden shaft, carved from maple, allowed researchers to carbon date the weapon to approximately 3,200 years ago. What makes this artifact so remarkable is not just its pristine condition, but its massive size. The spear is unusually large for its time, so much so that it would have been impractical for hunting. Experts now suspect it may have served a ceremonial or symbolic function, perhaps tied to rituals or status. Some even joke that its owner must have been a giant. Regardless of who wielded it, the spear's preservation is extremely rare, especially considering the fragility of organic material like wood. For an amateur to find something so historically significant, intact and mysterious makes it one of the most intriguing Bronze Age finds in recent UK history. Jay wasn't just lucky, he changed the island's archaeological map forever. Number 14. Takhti Soliman. Takhti Soliman in northern Iran is difficult to categorize. We mean it's been called everything from the spiritual heart of Zoroastrianism to the most vital architectural legacy of the Sasanian Empire. It is nestled in a dramatic volcanic valley, and even after centuries, the site remains largely unknown in the West, despite being recognized by UNESCO. It was originally built in the 6th century, later damaged and expanded during the Ilkhanid period in the 13th century. After that, it functioned as a royal residence. Before then, the site included a fire temple, a temple to the goddess Anahita, and a curious structure known as Solomon's Prison. Even earlier, the entire platform it rests on was artificially constructed around 2,500 years ago. A fortified wall was eventually built around the compound with gated access points. Though it served as a palace in its final chapter, its earlier use as a place of worship, defense, and possibly confinement makes it one of the most layered historical sites in all of ancient Persia. Number 13. Yoshinogari Sarcophagus Tomb. Archaeologists in Kyushu, Japan, recently uncovered the largest sarcophagus ever found within the Yoshinogari ruins, an immense 10-foot-long, 6-foot-wide tomb dating to the late 2nd to mid-3 RD century during the Yayoi period. The stone sarcophagus itself measures 8 feet long by 2 feet wide, and its lid is carved with a series of protective linear symbols, crosses, slashes, and geometric patterns. Untouched and undisturbed, it's believed the tomb may still hold valuable grave goods. The broader Yoshinogari site spans more than 430,000 square feet and has been excavated continuously since 1986. It includes settlements, granaries, workshops, and over 3,000 jar burials from earlier Yayoi phases. However, this recently revealed tomb stands out for its scale, positioning, and isolation. Originally located beneath a Shinto shrine that was relocated for research access, the grave's location, on a high elevation overlooking the valley, suggests it belonged to a person of great status. Its unlooted condition hints that even more rare artifacts may be waiting beneath the surface. Number 12. Sardinia sits fairy houses. Sardinia might hold more prehistoric ruins than any other part of Europe. The island has around 10,000 archaeological sites from the Nuragic period, nearly 4,000 years ago, but none are as intriguing as the Damas de Janus. The name means fairy houses, but it's better understood as witches' dwellings. In early 2021, archaeologists began examining them more closely and confirmed that they weren't Nuragic at all. They were created by the Oziri people over 6,000 years ago, long before the Nuragic culture even existed. The Oziri were remarkably advanced in both metalwork and farming, so it's not shocking that they could carve detailed chambers directly into the rock. Inside the most elaborate of these homes, there are painted walls, fertility symbols, and even multiple rooms. Some spaces include vases, figures, and decorative patterns. The presence of household objects shows they didn't just bury the dead, they likely spent time inside these carved dwellings. It's not magic or myth, it's a prehistoric craftsmanship. Number 11, Mayan handprint cave. Archaeologists are drawn to mystery, and they got one when they entered a cave in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. In 2021, researchers revealed that over 100 handprints had been painted onto the cave's walls and ceiling, all marked in red or black pigment. After months of study, experts now agree they were made by children roughly 1,200 years ago. The prints are linked to the Maya and seem to mark a coming-of-age ritual. The estimated ages of the hands match the average onset of puberty. The site was likely chosen because of a sacred ceiba tree growing above it, which the Maya saw as a spiritual link between realms. As for the color choice, black represented death, while red symbolized life. These young participants were recording the symbolic death of childhood and entry into adulthood. The cave became their threshold. It's an interpretation rooted in cultural knowledge and physical evidence, but it also makes you wonder, why don't we see similar rituals at other Maya locations? Well, drop your theory below. Number 10. Dover Bronze Age boat. The Dover Bronze Age boat isn't just a relic. It's one of the oldest surviving seafaring vessels in the world. Discovered by accident in 1992 during road construction in Dover, England, the 3,500-year-old oaken U-boat was nearly lost due to its delicate condition. Thankfully, a team from the Canterbury Archaeological Trust carefully removed it piece by piece over a month. The 30-foot-long craft was then reconstructed in a specially designed museum gallery, where it now rests. Its age and build reveal just how advanced Bronze Age shipbuilding was. Experts believe the boat was capable of crossing the Dover Strait, connecting ancient Britons with mainland Europe through trade. Its significance can't be overstated. This vessel represents a civilization that was mobile, resourceful, and globally connected long before the written word arrived in Britain. Its preservation offers rare insight into ancient maritime engineering and the bold spirit of exploration that linked early cultures across water. It's not just a boat, it's a bridge to a lost world. Number 9, Bunting Cloverleaf Map. The Bunting Map, or the world in a cloverleaf, is a standout example of Renaissance-era cartography. Created by German Protestant pastor and theologian Heinrich Bunting, it was published in 1581 in his travel book on biblical geography. Today, the map is preserved in the Aaron Lalor Map Collection at the National Library of Israel in Jerusalem. A large mosaic version also decorates the fence at Safra Square near City Hall. Styled like a medieval Mappa Mundi, it presents the world in the form of a three-leaf clover, symbolizing the Christian Holy Trinity. Jerusalem sits at the center, encircled by the three continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa, each shown in distinct colors, red, green, and yellow respectively, and annotated with cities and nations. Outside the clover, the surrounding seas contain drawings of mythical sea creatures and sailing ships. England and Denmark appear as floating islands above Europe, while the Red Sea is painted bright red. The New World, America, is set apart in green, symbolizing its otherness. Number 8. Bronze Age Barrow Cemetery in England. A huge Bronze Age barrow cemetery was uncovered near Salisbury by Cotswold Archaeology during pre-construction surveys for a housing project in 2023. The site contains at least 20 burial mounds, many of them dating back to the Beaker culture and the early Bronze Age. Each barrow typically consists of a central grave, a raised mound, and a surrounding ditch. The graves are grouped into clusters, with signs of repeated construction phases across centuries. One unusually shaped oval barrow may even date back to Neolithic times. At the heart of that mound is a communal grave containing both adults and children. Nearby, two distinct beaker burials were unearthed, as well as Neolithic pits filled with red deer antlers, likely used as tools. The excavation also turned up later remnants from the Saxon era, including a possible sunken structure, iron knives, ceramics, preserved timbers, and even a late Iron Age farming terrace. The richness of the layers suggests this landscape remained significant for over 3,000 years, and we've likely only scratched the surface. Number 7. The majestic Philip II Fountain. Roughly 2,300 years ago, King Philip II of Macedonia ordered the construction of the Philippoi Krini, which translates as Philip's Fountain. He must have taken pride in it, given that he named it after himself. Despite its weathered appearance, the fountain remains fully operational and is the world's oldest known hydraulic system still in use. It wasn't built for aesthetics, it served a practical need to supply fresh water to troops encamped in Nistani before a campaign against Amphissa. At its core is an Archimedes screw pump, a remarkable invention that lifts water from the source and pushes it through stone-lined channels. Though similar fountains may have existed, this one's survival is exceptional. Originally meant as a short-term fix, it has endured for over 2 millennia. While it requires occasional repairs, the mechanism hasn't been fundamentally altered since its inception. The Philip Fountain is both an engineering feat and a testament to the utility-focused innovations of ancient Macedonian infrastructure. Number 6. Ram Janmabhoomi artifacts. India is layered with temples, so many that new ones are often constructed over ancient ruins. In May 2020, excavations at the Ram Janmabhoomi complex in Ayodhya, ahead of new temple construction, uncovered a trove of ancient relics. The discovery is especially significant because Hindus believe the site marks the birthplace of Rama, one of Vishnu's key avatars. Items found include a Shiva linga and numerous damaged idols of Hindu deities. There was also a carved stone flower sculpture and fragments of red and black stone pillars. Of particular interest is the Shiva linga, a type never seen before. Experts believe the pillar fragments may be made from black touchstone, though that remains unconfirmed. For a moment it seemed the findings might delay the temple project, but construction resumed after the relics were documented and removed. This wasn't the first time Ayodhya revealed hidden history, and likely won't be the last. The layers of belief, architecture, and politics here run deeper than any excavation trench. Number 5. Thornbury Hoard. This hoard is a huge cache of copper alloy Roman coins, mostly radiates and nummi, dating between 260 and 348 CE. It was discovered by Ken Allen in his back garden in Thornbury, while he was digging a pond back in March 2004. The coins were packed inside a damaged greyware pot believed to originate from Caldecott, Monmouth. Once excavated, the hoard was transferred to the Bristol City Museum and Art Gallery. The total weight reached 63 pounds, so heavy it took 2 people to lift the bucket carrying the pot. After undergoing careful drying and chemical stabilization, the coins were sorted and identified. The collection was officially declared a treasure, valued at £40,000, and acquired with funding from the Heritage Lottery Fund, the Headley Museum's Treasure Scheme, and others. Most of the coins were minted during the 330s, many featuring the reverse image Gloria Exercitus, symbolizing military glory. The hoard scale and type closely resemble those of the Nether Compton and Bishop's Wood hoards. Number 4. Tinkinswood Burial Chamber. After crossing from Iran into Wales, we arrive at the Tinkinswood Burial Chamber in the Vale of Glamorgan, not far from Cardiff. Built nearly 6,000 years ago, the chamber has long been a source of myth and superstition. One local tale warns that anyone who spends the night alone inside on St. John's Day, June 23, will either die, lose their mind, or become a poet. Statistically, only one of those is a positive outcome. A nearby cluster of upright stones is said to be a group of women turned to stone for dancing on the Sabbath. Folklore aside, the chamber's massive limestone capstone is still a mystery. At 40 tons and over 20 feet long, it's the largest of its kind in Europe. How Neolithic people managed to position such a weight without modern tools remains unknown. While we can dismiss the curses and fables, the logistical challenge of how the monument was constructed is still unanswered, and no less fascinating. Number 3. Lost Sarcophagus in India. It's been almost 150 years since British archaeologist Alexander Rea uncovered a mysterious sarcophagus in Pallavaram, one of the crowning finds of his career. But in 2020, archaeologists realized something he had missed. Right next to his original find was a second sarcophagus, overlooked for generations. This newly uncovered clay burial container is around 2,300 years old, just like the first. Historians long believed the people of ancient Palavaram were nomadic, so finding one formal burial was unusual. That suggests something different entirely. These weren't just passing travelers. The style of burial is also distinct. The sarcophagi are topped with red ware lids and designed with legs, propping them above the ground instead of lying flat. This kind of elevated design doesn't match burial customs from nearby regions. It's a clear indicator of a unique cultural tradition. Rhea may have gotten most of the credit, but it took another 150 years to realize how much more history had been waiting beside him all along. Number 2. Cetate Vech Citadel. You'd think a citadel sprawling nearly half a square mile in Romania would have been noticed before June 2018. Yet, somehow, it remained hidden until then. Discovered in Arid County, the site is so expansive that its remains have only revealed themselves through aerial surveys. Archaeologists began excavations soon after and confirmed that this vast fortification was built over 3,400 years ago during the Romanian Bronze Age. It's now called Cetate Vech, the Old Citadel, and stands among the largest defensive complexes from that era. The bigger question is, why construct something this massive in such a remote region? Ancient records suggest the citadel was over 3 times the size of Troy. Foundations of a royal palace have been unearthed, measuring 350 by 140 feet, staggering dimensions for its time. This wasn't some minor outpost, it was a major power center, and yet there's no known record of it. What kind of civilization built this colossal structure, and why did it vanish without leaving a trace? Number 1. Tudor Coin Hoard. The year 2020 wasn't great for most people, but in the UK it sparked a strange wave of metal detecting success. Nearly 47,000 historical objects were found, but one find stood out: the discovery of a Tudor-era coin hoard buried in a garden in the New Forest region. What shocked coin experts was that some coins carried the initials of Jane Seymour, Anne, and Catherine of Aragon, 3 of Henry VIII's 6 wives. No other monarch in British history is known to have issued coins bearing the initials of their spouse, which makes the discovery deeply unusual. Henry, who was notoriously dismissive of his wives, is the only ruler to have done it. Even older coins were in the collection, dating back to Edward IV, but nothing matched the uniqueness of Henry's marital-themed coinage. It's a strange twist in the story of a king remembered more for how he treated his wives than how he honored them, and yet these coins somehow carry their names forward. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.